Now, we will go to our next respected speaker. She is Patricia Wigley. She will be guiding us through practical yogasana. Over to Patricia Wigley.
Thank you, Dr. Vikrant, and I hope that this lighting is all right. I can turn that light off in the background if it's too much. Is it all right? And you can all hear me? That's, yeah. So I have a short session here and I'd like to carry on. It's very timely that Karin had talked about breath, and we know of the importance of the breath in yoga for connection with the inner self and our outer world. So we'll be using that awareness as we work today. So I'd like to encourage you to just sit in Sukhasana or on a chair. I will be including different modifications for postures or practices as I go through. And let's see how we go. So we'll start off. So it may seem as if we can't do much in 15 minutes, but often if we're doing a practice at home, that may be all the time that we have. So it's not so much the things that we do occasionally that create the effects on our body. It's those things that we practice every day which create the benefits. So even 15 minutes a day is very helpful for maintaining health, for that idea of creating peace of mind and creating that state where we face the day with calmness and stability, equanimity, facing situations that may arise and being able to cope with them well. All right, so let's start. We're sitting comfortably. You can use a mudra if you wish. You can have dhyana mudra or just jnana mudra. And just close the eyes and drop weight down through the sit bones. So I always like to start a session by tuning into the body, just finding out what's going on for us today. So just 3 breaths can take us there. And you can spend longer, of course, in your own practice. Lengthening the inhale and enjoying that quality of expansion and ease, allowing it to reach every part of the body. And then as we exhale, feel that releasing, letting go quality of the exhale as we release the weight down through the sit bones, allowing the knees and the legs to relax. 2 more breaths in that same way. So if I was teaching a yoga class, I would go into more detail about alignment in the spine. But if we have a student there, this is not our prime, in yoga therapy, this is not our prime goal. It is to get that connection of what's happening in the body, all the sensations in the body, and to tune into the breath. I also like to use sound, and I would suggest today we'll start off with 3 ohms, and then we'll use a mantra, not for everything, not for all the practices, but for some of those practices we'll be using Shantihi, which is peace. Okay, so let's start off with Om 3 times. Nice deep inhale. Om. Om. Oh. And we always take just a moment after the sound to experience the silence. So from out of silence arises sound, and then we just allow that sound to fall back into the silence. We're going to come up into standing, and we'll start standing. And I'm designed this practice because I know in India it is morning, and here it is afternoon. So it's a practice that really we could do at any time of the day. So we're starting standing. So let's come up and come to our mat. I will have to just negotiate my camera a little bit so you can see me better. Okay. So we're standing in Tadasana, an important posture for alignment, but we are just feeling how we are standing, feeling that connection with the ground, the earth beneath. And as we link with the awareness of the sensations, we can think about that grounding effect that this posture has on us. As we connect with the earth, as we let the weight drop down through the hips and the legs, we can press through the feet round to the outside of the heels, as if we are separating the mat between the feet, activating the legs. Then we can lengthen up through the spine. And this practice that we're going to do is one which is really for balancing the whole body, for getting energy, the prana moving. We're activating the lower body and the prana in the chest, the inflowing prana, the outflowing eliminatory energies at the same time. So just rocking backwards and forwards, feeling that connection between the soles of the feet and the ground. And notice how perhaps the breath begins to synchronize with that movement. And the different qualities of the breath. So as we go back towards the heels, we're exhaling. As we come forward towards the balls of the feet, we feel that light energizing quality of the inhale. And then we begin movement. So we start the breath and then the movement, right arm coming up, stretching up, coming up on the toes. Start the exhale, then the movement, lowering the arm down. So if your client was not able to do movements of the arms, you could restrict that movement. Inhaling, arm coming up, pause at the top, exhaling, lowering down. You could suggest just coming up on the toes and breathing if the shoulders were not able to work properly. Inhale, arms, both arms. Exhaling down. So we're also developing that sense of balance. And as we come up onto the toes and balance, this keeps our focus on what we're doing. The mind is not able to go off somewhere else. So it's really important to keep the breath as long and smooth and calm as possible. And I would encourage practitioner to begin to lengthen each breath. Try and make it a little bit longer inhale, a little bit longer exhale. Just allowing the rhythm to be natural to them. Pausing at the top, exhaling down. Let's just do one more round. Being fully here in this moment. And we remember also to be kind and compassionate to our bodies always, never forcing or straining. Avoiding creating pain or discomfort. arms down by the side. And always we pause after a practice just to allow the body, the nervous system to catch up, to process what we've done. Good. And I'm going to suggest that we do a version of Salute to the Sun. There are many of them. And this one takes the spine through all the 6 different directions that it needs to move to keep it healthy. And as we know, yoga is the central part of the body is the spine, but also yoga is focused on that central line through the body, that central passage of energy as well. So keeping the energy centers all energized and functioning, working beautifully. All right, so we start with the hands at the chest. And we could start with the feet together. If you know that your balance is good, we could have the big toes touching and the heels out in that classical version of Tadasana, which activates the muscles in the gluteals there, in the buttocks. Letting the breath out first. Inhaling, we stretch up, looking up, just opening the chest, acknowledging that light of the divine above us. Exhaling, drawing it into the heart. We bend the knees and we come into a squat, depending on your flexibility. You could go a little further if you wish. You drop the hands down at the end of the exhale, and then maybe just open up the back of the legs a little bit. Then drop the hips down again, the hands come back to the chest, Anjali Mudra. Inhaling and up, stretching up. As we exhale, we take a step to the right, and we open the arms. I'll just separate my view a bit more. And we go over to the right. Okay, so this would not be for those with shoulder problems, so you'd have to modify that. You might drop the arm down, yeah, and you might just bend the elbow, and you even may just come to here. Inhale back, exhaling over to the other side. Draw the navel in to support the spine. Inhale to the center, stretching out through the legs, through the fingers. Exhaling over. Inhaling, drawing the upper arms back. Exhaling over to the other side. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, we do a forward bend, and again you'd be bending the knees and just taking care of your back. You might straighten the legs a little bit if your back is okay. Let the head and neck relax down and just enjoy being in the forward bend. And the knees, we come up, the arms come to the front to shoulder height, inhaling. Exhaling, we do twist. Left hand to the right shoulder, the eyes follow the fingers, and we twist around. Inhaling, we come back to the center. Exhaling, and we go to the other side. Inhaling and back. And exhaling and back. Inhaling and back. Exhaling and back. Inhaling, coming to the front. And we exhale here. Draw the navel in, feel that connection with the earth. Inhale, we're opening up. Exhale, turn the palms up, stretch it. Inhale, we take the hands up, we look up, and we create a sunburst, that lovely white light from above bursting around us. Exhale, hold the breath out. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, we go forward, hold the breath out, letting go of all negativities, all tiredness, all stiffness. We gather up fresh prana, taking the arms out and up, looking up. Sunburst, opening the arms. Inhale, stretching up. And exhale forward again, hold the breath out. Inhale, bringing all the way up again. And exhale, we step that right foot in and the hands come back to the heart. Okay, we just stay here a moment, letting the body settle. Before, if in a class, I would repeat it the other side as well. But as our practice is so short today, we'll just do that one practice. So from there, we're going to go into warrior one. And we're going to do it in a way which would be friendly to a lot of people, most people. When we're going to think about allowing that openness through the upper spine. So in our daily lives, there is a lot of rounding of the back and sticking the head forward as we work on computers and phones. So we want to encourage an opening in the chest with this next practice. Okay, so we come to the back of our mat, we turn the left foot out and we step right foot forward. Okay, so we've got the feet in line with the hips a little apart. As we bend the front knee in line with the heel, we open the chest, taking the arms only out to shoulder height and the elbows coming back as if they're going to touch each other, encouraging that lifting of the sternum. And we also lift the chin a little. Exhale, we keep the chest lifted, we draw the navel in, and we place the hands on the chest, getting that nice stretch through the back of the neck. Inhaling, we're opening again. Exhaling, for those who can, you could go all the way to the floor. For some people, you would need to just put the hands on the knees there, or you could have a stool or chair in front of you. Inhaling, we come up. Exhaling, and hands to the chest. So that would be one round, straightening. Let's do another round. Bending, inhale, opening. Exhale, keep the chest lifted. Hands to. Inhale and open. And exhale, so I'll go all the way down this time, but you could stop at the knee again or the shin. And then at the end, you could add the straightening of the front leg if your student was up to it. Yes. Bend the knee, push through both legs. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, hands to the chest, straightening the leg. Okay, so we're going to step the feet together and then go to the other side. So we step the other leg back. So we've only done 2 rounds on one side and we're going to do 2 rounds on this side, but that is because we've only got 15 minutes and I want to do a fairly rounded practice. Okay, so we're bending the front knee, we're pushing away through that back heel. So in this position, we're getting a really nice opening in the hip. We're getting that strengthening, especially for the strong muscles in the legs, the upper leg, to do with metabolism. And we're getting that grounding, strengthening. Okay, so inhale, bending the knee, opening. Exhale, hands to the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, either to the knee as I'm on the other side or all the way down. You could straighten that front leg if you wish. Bend the knee, inhale, coming up. And exhale, hands down. Straightening. Okay, one more round. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, and forward. Okay, bend the knee, push through both legs. Inhale, coming up. And exhale to the chest, straightening the legs. And step the feet together. Tadasana once more. Just allowing time for the breath to settle, the pulse rate to settle. Then I would suggest coming down onto the knees. So at the back of your mat, You just come down onto the knees. And you could start sitting on the heels if you're able to do that, or be up on the knees. And I had an injury to my left leg last year, so I am starting in this position as it's more comfortable for me. But I do encourage people to go back if they can. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a kneeling salute where we inhale up, we're going to exhale all the way down. We're going to inhale into cat and exhale back to the heels. We're going to inhale back up onto the knees and back. So this is opening up the heart center and again, strengthening legs and hip and pelvic area. All right, and we're getting the movement for the spine. So we're mobilizing the spine. Inhaling, coming up onto the knees, stretching up. Exhale and forward bend. Inhale, we come up to cat, tuck the toes under, Marjariyasana, cat here. Tuck the toes under, bend the elbows slightly and lift the chin. So we get that mobilization of the upper, the thoracic spine. The navel is tucked in, that lower abdomen area. Exhale, and we come back to the heels. This is our first round. Inhale, we come back up onto the knees. And exhale, if you can, all the way back, or just use these muscles to come a little way if you are just being a bit careful today. All right, the second round, we're going to go through into up dog, Bhujangasana, and then Svanasana, down facing dog. Let the breath out first. Inhaling, stretching up. Exhaling, and inhaling. We could either stop with cat, or if you're able to, you take the weight through and press the front of the feet into the floor. You could lift the knees off the floor if you wish. Exhale, tuck the toes under, into down facing dog. So an alternative would be to just go back into child, Shashankasana. Inhale, we come back via plank into up dog. And knees on the floor, back to the heels. Inhale up onto the knees. And exhale back to the heels. Okay, one more round. Let the breath out first. Inhaling, stretching. Exhale, forward bend. Inhaling through. Exhaling into down facing dog. Inhaling plank, up dog. And exhaling back to the heels. Inhaling and up. And exhaling back to the heels or just onto the knees. So many of us have knee problems. And if that wasn't for you, you would have to find an alternative practice. All right, so from there, we're going to do a twist. And I'm taking a classical twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we just need, most of us, I would encourage to have a blanket or some sort of support under the hips. Seated, with the legs straight out, and you'd be able to then check to see how you adjusted that for your student or client, where they might just have to be cross-legged, they might have to sit on a stool, or if they can sit like this and just cross the right leg over, that would be the ideal, this classical position. Okay, so let's have the left leg out, the right foot comes on the outside, the right hand behind. Okay, so if you were sitting cross-legged, it would just be the hand on the knee and turning. And you can do the closed twist where we take the leg across the abdomen. And of course, you would not be doing that if there was any hernias or anything in pregnancy as well. You could do the open twist where there's nothing going across the abdomen. But this is the classic version, said to cure all ills in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So inhaling, exhale, draw the knee across and round. So you can take. Thank you. You're reminding me that it's time. Have I got a minute or so to finish? Coming back to the center, you would just lift up and exhale. And of course, you would do the other side as well and around. Okay, and then hold and lift up as the counterparts. I would then finish with a posture on the floor, drawing the knees up to the chest, Apanasana, to regulate the spine, and the bridge pose. So if you were doing that practice, add on those two at the end. Then come to seated, just to allow the body to integrate what you have done. And we would do a little breathing practice, and I'll just show you so that you have it. I know there isn't time, we've run out of time. With the inhale, we bring the hand up, we turn the head, and with the exhale, we could chant Shanti, Shanti. So it's a version of the alternate nostril breathing. Inhale, and then Shanti. And then the same on the other side. Shanti. Bringing peace and calm. Shanti. So you could do that at least 3 times to each side. And then sit for a moment, just observing the breath before going into your day for at least 3 to 5 minutes. So I have gone very slowly, but that practice is possible to do in 15 to 20 minutes. I would like to finish by just, at the end of a practice, I always encourage students to send out thoughts of peace, happiness, and health to all living beings. And to finish off with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
That is our practice.
Thank you very much, Patricia ji. That was quite amazing, elaborative, very specific and detailed explanation of Yogasana. I am very sure that people who watched it, they will be inspired to practice it and to continue their practice for the long time. Thank you very much.